Hey y'all, I'm back again. Bria Lewis here. Welcome to the Bria Lewis Show. And today, I had to tell y'all, I went to the Invest Festival, okay? If you have never heard about the Invest Fest, it is essentially how they advertise it is a Coachella for financial literacy. So they're talking about real estate, they're talking about startups, they're talking about marketing, investing, crypto, Web3, metaverse. They're talking about a little bit of everything, right? So I found out about the Invest Fest and within like a 2 weeks notice and got my ticket, got my flight, and was like, I have to go. Like, I want to be a part of this. And not only are there moguls there, there are celebrities there to speak, there are also, you have the crowd, right? You have opportunities to network yourself. So you're going over to the vendor stations, the vendors area. They have a vibranium stage, which they talk even more about investing, marketing, real estate. They have pitch competitions and things of that nature. So I basically wanted to make this video so I could tell you guys about my personal opinion of the fest all in all, some of the pros, some of the cons, the things that were external expenses outside of the actual fest. If you are flying into Atlanta, some things that you will have to save up for as well if you would like to attend next year. So let's get right into it. Okay. So like I said, I found out about it, and like, I want to say exactly like at the 2 week mark, two weeks prior to it actually beginning. And I was like, yeah, I'm investing in myself. I need to be down there. So the external expenses was the Airbnb. Their cost of living is a little bit more expensive than Houston. So here in Houston, you're probably going to get Airbnb for maybe like 112 to 150 up to 200 a night. There it's like nearly 300 a night if you want to stay somewhere decent. So I did go with one other person. So we had a Airbnb townhome style apartment, and it ranged really from like $600 to $700 for 3 days. So save your coins if you're going to go next year. That way you can take care of your housing fee. And if you're getting closer to the Georgia Convention Center, which is where the event was held this year, it's going to be more expensive, of course. Yeah, so the two biggest guests that they had this year was Steve Harvey. He came on Saturday, and on Sunday was Tyler Perry. So those were the two big people that everybody was just like, oh baby, we in the building, we deep. So apparently last year the crowd was between 2,000 and 4,000 people. This year was between 12,000 and 13,000. So big difference in the crowd. Of course, you have these big names come in, especially like Tyler Perry. He rarely even speaks. So it was a great experience all in all. Was it worth the money? So my ticket was $250. If you wait a week before to get your ticket, the prices are going up. They're doubling. So if you waited to the last minute, you end up paying between $400 and $500 for your ticket. And if you were getting VIP, the most expensive package deal, I believe was $10,000, and the week before it went up to $20,000. So I think for the middle package, if you want to just sit VIP, I believe it was $1,500. I would imagine that went up as well the week before. So if you plan on going next year, have your coins ready and do not do that last minute. I went last minute, but don't do it too last minute. Was it worth my money? Absolutely. Absolutely. So the thing about it is, y'all, so I went out there with a goal to meet 25 new people on Saturday and 25 new people on Sunday. And within me meeting these people, they needed to be following my personal page, Bria X Lewis, and my business page, which is at bussinjuices.co. So I wanted those connections to like show on my following base on my social media platforms. But once I actually got there, there was it was a whole different ball game, because I've never been at a networking event with that many people before. And so I was not intimidated. However, I was very much overwhelmed, and my social battery was like, hell no. So I was just like, Lord, set me to whoever needs to talk to me, sit me next to them, because I need the conversations to flow. I need them to be organic. I need to be comfortable, and I need to know that you can help me with my business. I can help you with yours. So I had to switch my mentality up a little bit. I had to switch my flow up a little bit. But I had leading questions for the people that I did want to speak to, and that is what worked out for me. So if y'all want to know my leading questions for VIP members was, hey, how did you feel about VIP? Would you pay $1,500? Because I was general admission. So I was like, you know, would you pay that much money again next year? And everyone that had VIP said it was 100% worth it. I did not get to ask someone who spent $10,000 on that ticket. I'm not spending that kind of money just to talk to people. Okay, that's just me. That's just me. But if you do that, then you know, make sure you get what it is done that you're trying to get done, because that's a lot of money. That's a whole down payment on a house. Anyways, everyone that paid $1,500 in VIP, they said it was totally worth it. They got the connections that they wanted, which I thought was beautiful. I thought that was great, because a lot of times people just up the price. They're not getting that much more. So VIP, you have access to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. General admission, you have Saturday and Sunday. So that was pretty cool. That was usually my conversation starter for VIP members. For general admission members, I'd be like, hey, my name is Bria. I have a juicing business. How invested are you into your health? And then I would ask them about them. And I let the rest of the conversation go on with them talking about them, because people usually love to talk about themselves, you know? And then I'll get their social media, and then I would ask them to reach out to me if there's any way that I can help to assist them. And they would usually say, oh yeah, you too, girl. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Some people was just cute, and you'll be like, girl, I like your outfit. Girl, I like your outfit. How you find out about the Invest Fest? So some of the connections there were just, it was very vibrant and organic. And that's what my aim for. So 25 per day followers went out the window. Realistically, I probably got about 3 to 4 good connections per day, which was way more valuable for me personally, because 12,000 people, baby, it was getting packed. And I told y'all I don't edit my videos, so I don't know how to insert those clips in here. But follow me on social media at Bria, BRIA, the letter X, LOUIS, Lewis. And you will be able to see I have a highlights in my bio that will give you like most of the experience of the Invest Fest, including the concerts and things of that nature. So yeah, you'll see the highlight there. But I believe it was worth the money for general admission. I'll get into the cons a little bit later, but I want to talk about the good stuff of my experience first. So networking, yeah, that was the #1 pro. The vendor setup was very well organized, in my opinion, again. And that was a great opportunity for networking too, because again, the conversation was going the same way. Oh, okay, this is what you do. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, this is what I do. This is how we could partner. So that's when you get to, you know, display your hunger a little bit more. And even some of the speakers that were on stage, they had vendors set up there, so you got to meet and greet with them. I personally did not get a chance to meet and greet because so the setup is 10 a.m. is whenever they open the doors. Between 12 and 1 p.m. or right after 1 p.m. I believe they release for lunch. Everyone has to clear the stadium in order for them to reset, and you go get food and things. Saturday, that was absolutely crazy. So they have a food truck caravan, and the food truck caravan did not have any, well, they had, I'm gonna say they had limited vegan options. So since they had limited vegan options, me and Ashara, the person that I went with, we decided to order Uber Eats, which took a while, so I had to go and get our seats. So yeah, I was so sad. I wish they had some more people up there that could have offered us some vegan food. Like, we trying to just live out here and stuff. Like, we don't want to eat no greasy damn beef and sandwiches and things. But I was happy. Like, I was like, okay, this is pretty dope. Like, they're able to support other Black businesses, even just having like that lunch there available. Like, you didn't have to leave if you didn't want to leave during that time. Like, it would have been crazy traffic. Like, yikes. But yeah. So the vendors were really dope. Again, I didn't get a chance to take up any pictures with anyone that was there because I was trying to get my food. But the only person I was looking forward to meeting, her name is Kiana Watson. She's a realtor. I'm a new realtor, so I wanted to network with her, chop it up with her a little bit. But I was able to stop by her vending station, get the tools that I needed in order to reach out to her if I want to. And also able to find about her mentorship program and how she welcomes the realtors and things like that in the Atlanta area. I'm in Houston, so that's really why I wanted to meet her. Everyone else, I mean, of course, who doesn't want to meet Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry, right? But they didn't have a vending station. Of course not. The entire stadium would have been wrapped around the building trying to meet them and take pictures with them. But yeah, I would assume that opportunity was extended to people who paid $10,000 for a ticket, right? So yeah, so I also want to get into some of these gems that was dropped at this fest. Like, y'all, like, okay, don't get me wrong, the motivation was crazy. If you are already on your P's and Q's in regards to business, entrepreneurship, real estate, investing, crypto, Web3, metaverse, if you are already on your P's and Q's in all of those arenas, then hey, you can always learn more. That's all I'm saying. This festival was definitely worth it. Okay, business credit, tax write-offs, how to get money from the government. It was on point. Okay, they didn't put one bullet point on their advertisement that they did not discuss. Everything was tit for tat. Like, this is what you're getting. And I really appreciate that, because I don't like being misled, especially if I'm spending a couple of $100s. Good, still in debt. Okay, so leave me well. So I took me a little notebook, you know, and I took a little bit of notes. So I'm just going to share a few of those notes with you guys. They dropped book recommendations. I wrote down some of the quotes of the speakers. So it was just really dope. So I'm gonna tell y'all about some of the stuff, and y'all just hang in there. Don't be skipping through my video. Okay, so there's a book by Eugene Mitchell called Closing the Racial Gap. I'm just gonna scan through a couple of these in case y'all want to get y'all a notebook, pen, and paper and catch some of these gems for the free on YouTube University. Should I take a moment to get y'all a pen and paper? Just pause the video, baby, if you want to get your pen and paper. Because I guarantee you don't know everything. And even some of the people, I'll drop some of their names so y'all can follow them on social media as well if you want to extend your, like, education with them specifically. So, yeah. What I say? Yeah, so there's a book called Closing the Racial Wealth Gap by Eugene Mitchell. That was dropped. Let me see, what else do I want to give you guys? Because y'all ain't pay for nothing. Let me see. Okay, this was by Anthony O'Neill. He was there. He said, most people don't have bad credit, they have high utilization. Baby, that's facts. Okay, because some of y'all claim that y'all have bad credit because y'all score is low, but it's really the utilization. If you don't know what the utilization is, then you need to go look at your cards and figure it out, or watch another YouTube video on credit card utilization and where it need to be at, because, you know, you wasn't at the Invest Fest if you don't know about it, and you should have been. Okay, they talked about life insurance, the importance of Black people having life insurance policies. Oh my goodness. If you know about it and you don't have one, you don't know about it, because it's untaxed, it's on time, and it's untouched once you get it. So you need to have it. And they was preaching about it, okay? Also, the reason why I'm not sharing all of the gems too is because most of the content that it was favored by me, I wrote down a couple of little things, cues and pointers, but most of the stuff I use my voice memos and my phone to record. So, or I recorded on my camera phone. So baby, camera phone, on my camera, on the phone. It's recorded on my phone. So there's another quote on here that says, those who win in a recession are educated. Most people, they dread a recession because what I'm finna do, like, and then they use the B word. They use the B word, the entire recession, or leading up to the recession, or them noticing that things are shifting. They use the B word. Broke. Honey, take it out of your vocabulary, okay? Take it out of your, every time I hear the B word, I'm like, please stop saying that, especially around me. No, thank you. I don't want it. So, you know, just educating yourself about the things that you don't know, that you hear run past your mind, but you don't, like, you hear run past your ears, I should say, but you don't think to stimulate your mind with the education behind it, like business credit, like regular personal credit, not putting certain things in your name, not putting your car and your house in your name, put that shit in your business, like, just really getting into the nitty-gritty of the education behind it. Like, it sounds cool to know, but in the reality, a lot of the stuff is boring, but it's necessary, and it can save you from a lot of mistakes. Don't make me start preaching out here. Okay, let me keep going down this little list. Let's see here. Implement and apply. Don't just learn or receive information and sit on it. Do something with it. Okay, do something with that. So there was a forest fire analogy used pertaining to recessions, how every so couple of years, that's not anybody that goes into the forest and starts the fire. It just happens because that's a part of nature. It's a part of the cycle of stripping away the old and allowing the new to return. And that's essentially what happens with the economy as well. There's gonna be recessions every so or so years. Like, it's just going to happen. There's not necessarily anything anyone has to do in order for it to happen. It's just bound to happen. That's just how it works. And so preparing for it is, again, the education. Creating a necessary budget, being uncomfortable, stacking your money. Come on, this is stuff y'all know already. Start applying it though. Automation is the new discipline. If you don't already have certain bills on set up for auto pay, like we don't need to miss marks that we don't have to miss at this point. You know how much you should know how much expenses that you have, and just set that shit on auto pay at this point, unless you just really making it. And then in that case, you need to make your own necessary adjustments. You know what it is that you need to do. But typically a lot of people don't know the number. You need to know the number of your expenses on a monthly basis. Okay, that's very important. And these are all gems by Miss Budgetnista. These are gems that I know, but I ain't necessarily follow. So sometimes when I'm getting on y'all ass, I'm really talking to myself too, because what your account looking like is looking for, and it don't have to. Okay, so Miss Business was also in the building, and she said everyone is not an entrepreneur, but everyone is an investor. So if you're planning to make your money work for you and not having to trade your time for it all of the time, you're an investor. If you don't know what it is that you're trying to do and you're still learning, when people ask you, now you got a title that you just been craving that title so bad. You're an investor. I'm an investor. What do you do? Seriously though, we all should be making our money work. They talked about deductions. Anthony O'Neill, he mentioned how content creators are the fastest growing small business, and that's freaking awesome, because hello YouTube, Bria Lewis is in the building. Huh. Right? All right. And then they took Miss Budgetnista again. She said it took her 5 years to get to 6 figures, another 2 due to her failure of knowing financial literacy. It took her another 2 years to get to 7 figures, and then it took another 1 to get to 8 figures. And that to me just reminded me that it takes time to make a shit ton of money. It takes time, and don't rush it, because your error is always going to be where you lack knowledge. Like, don't rush to it, because fast money is gonna go just as fast as it came. Like, be committed to the long-term game. Like, that's what I got out of what she had to say, because I was like, okay, so it took her 5 intentional years of consistency. All right. Yeah, that's a long time. Sometimes I can't even get to the 6-month mark, right? Or let alone the damn 6th week or the 6th day. Like, think about the intentionality behind, or the productivity points, like I mentioned in another video. How many productivity points are you getting for it to total up over time, right? They talked about our IRAs, having a cash balance plan, taking advantage of depreciation, asking yourself questions like, can the business operate without me being there? Woo, that was a heavy one. Get out of your own business. I believe that's a book. Build to Sell, Get Out of Your Own Business. I have a star next to it, but I think that's a book. That's a book title, Get Out of Your Own Business. And even if you're not looking to exit your own business, how to let somebody else pick up the baton and take in the race to run your business. That is something that was spoken about by Dan Cathy. That is the owner of Chick-fil-A, if you don't know. He was there, and baby, he had plenty of gems and analogies to drop. I recorded that conversation. I did not write those gems down, but that just came to my head. I also don't remember who talked about this, but she brought up the Augusta rule, tax planning, having a CPA. The Augusta rule is the fact that you have to have board meetings within your business, at least 14 a year. And you have to write it off. But the thing is, you can have those meetings at your house and write them off as a tax deduction and get that money back into your business. Eh? Oh, yeah. They got into it. Okay. Educating young Black kids how to own. Okay. How to own. setting them up. Trust. So I already gave y'all life insurance. You need life insurance, you need a trust LLC if you ain't got that already. I'm talking to myself too. Insurance for your business. All of it. Okay. Mr. E.T., Mr. Eric Thomas came out, got us lit, hype, had us motivated, okay? And he gave us 4 things. He said, your ancestors were just as talented, so you need to make a decision. Your gift puts you on that stage, on that pedestal, okay? Number 2 that he said, figure out who your team is. That's what I need to do. Woo, because I'm tired. All right, number 3, be your own authentic self. Y'all know I preach about this all the time. Y'all better stop listening to other people. If they're not making as much money that it is that you want to make it, you don't got to listen to them, okay? Unless it is something that, you know, you feel like you can gain a value from them. Y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Because this man, look, that man is himself. He's one of the biggest motivational speakers in the world, and he go on stage in not a suit but gym shorts and a t-shirt, or jeans and a t-shirt. He comfortable. He's him. That's what he wants to do. So think about what it is that you want to do and get to it. Okay. Number 4, he said you need systems in place so you can scale your business. Now that one just made my back hurt just a little bit. You know, I think that's a little stress point right there, because I think I have to let that one marinate for me. Because what does it look like for your business to be in the same spot? Like, how long should your business be in the same spot? How long is too long for your business to be in the same position? How big do you want your business to be? Like, these are real questions, and you got to get really to the nitty gritty when you leave a conference like this and ask yourself this stuff, because dang, they really getting in your ass. Okay, you got to figure it out. Miss Kiana Watson, that's who I told y'all is she's a realtor and a real estate broker actually in Atlanta, Georgia, and she's taking over. Sis is taking over, okay? And I'm here for it. I support her, and I found out about her on the TV show on OWN Network. It was called Ladies Who List. I want to say that's the name of the show. I think that's the name of the show. Ladies Who List, Atlanta. Ladies Who List Atlanta. But the thing is, she started opening up on radio, on podcasts, stating that entertainment is filled with drama for Black people. That's what it looks like. That's what the media promotes. That's what the producers want to see. And this is what is broadcast to our community, and that's not something that she wants to be a part of anymore. And I really respect that about her, and that made me look her up on Instagram and figure out what it is she really did. And she wanted Ladies Who List to really be about just that. Ladies who list. Women in the real estate industry, women selling $1-million properties, $billion properties even in the industry. She wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of the ins and outs of real estate, and that it is a business. It's not just interior design, the stuff that you see on HGTV. It's not just that. It is literally a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what she wanted to expose, and she wasn't able to do it on that network, which is why she decided not to continue the role on that show. But I had so much respect for her. For her media personality. I don't know her personally, so I had a lot of respect for the reasoning that she decided not to continue to take on that role on television. But the quote that I wrote down that she said during the Women in Business panel, which she hosted there, she said, hire slow and fire fast. And baby, if I don't feel like that's something that resonate with me, because it's something that people are hesitant about. Like, you have this guilt whenever you're having to fire somebody, and you can fire somebody with love. You truly can. You don't fit in this role anymore. I'm either gonna find you another role, so you're fired from this one, or I don't feel like you will be an asset to the company anymore. Let's keep it moving, because it's about business. It's about growth. So I'm really glad that she said that. A lot of people struggle with that. Or they hire people too quick, and it's like you don't even fit. You don't even stay here. You don't even go here. Like, no. So that was dope. So Ian Dunlap was also in the building. Let me tell you, he set it off. He got emotional at the end. He poured his heart out, honey. Okay. So he said, if you don't know who you are, the stock market is an expensive place to find out. Couldn't agree more. Don't even know all of the ins and outs of the stock market. But listen, if you don't want to educate yourself before getting involved in that, you're gonna have an expensive lesson. Wall Street Trapper was in the building as well. He said every investment you make, you should be able to calculate the risk. And this was critical for me to write down because I'm not a huge numbers person, and I don't want to be the person that get got just because I don't know about numbers. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find people who are strong in the areas where you're not as strong. Bear, get out of there. Excuse me, y'all. My dog is doing the food. Let's see. What else do I want to share with you guys? So there's some tips here for growing a following, ads, being fearless when making your reels or reshareable content, nurturing your audience, network with other influencers to put your things out there. So I don't remember who that was dropped by, but I wrote it down. The 500 was in the building as well. He said, look at how you can improve partnerships. And that's important because some people preach that, oh, I'm not getting no business with no partner because that's when things be going wrong. Well, they can also help you scale your business, add to the education that you already have, and actually make y'all all some more money. So that opened my mind a little bit to my own personal endeavors. Think big was a big part of the preaching. Dedicate time daily to learn, even if it's just only from YouTube. That was a quote by Chris Johnson. He kept saying nerd out. Okay, read all of the books, read all of the articles, watch things that pertain to what it is that you're trying to get into, learn from other people's mistakes. And he said, I got rich off of common sense. So ain't it funny how common sense ain't common? Because it's a lot of broke folk. All right. I'll keep going. You have to be in the game to master it. Donahue Peebles was there. He was into real estate development. He said you can't grow and get big without big risk. Like, you can't be scary. You can't be scared of money if you're trying to make a lot of it. You can't be scared to learn about money if you were trying to make a lot of it. You can't be scared to talk about money if you want to make a lot of it. He talked about GP Capital. He talked a lot about leverage. He talked about getting to know who your state and local people are, who's in office for certain things, so you can know how to reach out to them to get funding, especially for the Black community. Demand what it is that you need or that your community needs to grow. Let's not ignore the fact that business startups take money. It takes capital. So to have access to that, or to have somebody okay, I need y'all vote for X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, we need this money for X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be afraid to send an email, send a quick email, we demand this if you would like the vote for this community. You know what I'm saying? He said that his biggest regret, now he said he didn't really have any regrets in regards to business, but if he could go back in time and change absolutely anything, he wouldn't sell anything. And I thought that was pretty cool, because once it appreciates and you get a return, you do get a nice return. You usually don't think that way, but I thought that was dope that he was all about ownership. So Mr. Dan Cathy, who I brought up earlier, he said people born into poverty have a 4% chance of breaking out. I didn't know that statistic was that statistic, because baby, that's terrible. He also said careers were paid for and callings are made for. And so do what it is that you're called to do. Be obedient to your purpose, and no matter what it is, the field doesn't matter, the occupation doesn't matter, whoever told you couldn't do it don't matter. A lot of motivation there. The details matter. Oh my God, I love that one. The details matter. He did a demonstration of toilet paper and how it was folded compared to toilet paper that isn't folded. Basically, just taking out that extra time for your business, for people to be satisfied. He said success is all about succession. He also said the best part from business the best part from business when the next leader is ready to lead, not when the former is ready to leave. The best part from business is when the next leader is ready to lead, not when the former leader is ready to go. Does that make sense? I'm gonna say it one more time. The best part for business is when the next leader is ready to lead, not when the former leader is ready to leave. So if you're passing down your business, or let's say it's a family business such as Chick-fil-A, he basically got into, you don't want to pass down the business just because your ass finna die. You want to pass down the business because the person knows what they're going to do and knows what they're doing, and they're going to pass it down to their family. It's going to keep on going. And you teach people early how to take care of that business, nurture that business, keep that business in rotation of the family's owner, like of the families. Keep it within the family, like how to keep passing it down. Because I think he said like a lot of businesses start up within families, and by the second generation they're already out there. By the third, they ain't never even been heard of. So yeah, so I believe that is all of the gem. Like, I think that's the gems that I want to share with y'all, because listen, you just got to go to the Invest Fest. You just got to go. You just got to go. 19 Keys was there. This was my first time hearing about him. He's very big on the way that you think, a higher frequency thinking, and I think that's super dope. I think his whole spiel was great. I can't give you any gems for that because you're just gonna have to come next year. He'll be there. And so yeah, I gained a lot from it. Every time I go to Atlanta, there is a humongous shift for me. If you don't know my story, I probably should share my story one day. But I flew to Atlanta Wendy to cut all of my hair off. During the weekend that I was there, I explored and I cut my hair off. I came back to Houston bald-headed, and I just felt like a new person. I was like, I don't want to look different. I don't want to just feel different. I want to be about something new. I want to be on my shit. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to be about it. I want to become an action-based woman. And that was the start of my intentionality, not just in regards to business, but in regards to just who I am as a person, the woman that I wrote down on paper that I want to be like, and started becoming her. Speaking more, learning what my purpose was. When the hair went, it's like a whole bunch of problems was falling off my shoulders with the hair. So if you think about cutting your hair, do that. But that's off topic. That's another topic for another day. But Atlanta is always a big shift in general for me. And if you have never gone before, the Invest Fest is a great time to go out there and learn about learn. Even if you don't go to Invest Fest and you want to experience Black excellence, it's a great place to go. Have great food. The Ubers out there are different. They're real nice, very leading. Maybe because I'm cute, but the service out there is typically really great. They have a lot of vegan options as far as restaurants go. It's just very welcoming. It feels like home to be around that many Black people who are doing something productive and just extraordinary with their lives. And so if you've never been to Atlanta before, plan your trip, please. And if you've never been to the Invest Fest, that's a great time to explore whenever you're not there. So now I want to get to some of the cons. It's not that many cons that I experienced during this trip, but the cons were really cons. They were pretty bad. So the first one here was security. I don't care if we're all linking for business, all right? If there is limited security in a building of 12,000 people, I'm not going to feel secure. I'm not gonna feel that comfortable, because I'll just, it's just a principle. They could have even just been statues just standing around there, not saying nothing to nobody, interacting with nobody, or looking that big and tough. But more security was necessary for this event, and they were aware of the turnout and things like that. I think it was just the style of the event that it was, because it was based on all of these great things, and these people are here to act right and get the knowledge. I think that's why they weren't as stern on the security, but I'll get into in just a second why that was a big issue for me. Another con was seating. So I believe this seating in regards to the Invest Fest should have been more concert style. Like when you buy your ticket, this is your assigned seat. Because let me tell you what was going on. Let me tell you why I said what I said about the security. So as stated earlier in the video, the doors open at 10 a.m. on Friday, on Saturday and Sunday, because I had general admission Saturday and Sunday. I didn't have access to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, the doors open at 10 a.m. and you go on lunch around 1:15. Everyone must leave. Okay, everyone must leave out of the stadium, out of the auditorium or wherever it was held, to go get food. You have to leave. You can't sit in the same seat. What was going on is when you get your food, you go line back up to get back in. Now, if you weren't at the front of the line, you weren't finna get you a good seat unless you was sprinting like I was. So let me tell you the problem with this. People were falling, phones were falling, people's bags were falling, people were losing, those smaller items because people were shoving and pushing through the door to get in, because you have Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry coming. You thinking I'm finna sit at the back and I'd pay $250? Now, some people had to sit in the back, baby, because all of us can't make it to the front. But guess what? Bria Lewis was gonna make it to the front to get her seat to see Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey. Okay, I don't care what nobody gotta say. If I gotta step, I'ma excuse me all the way to the front, even if I went in line already. So everybody had that mentality. And so when you going through this door, they was opening 1 or 2 doors at a time. They weren't checking the wristbands like as much as they need to. At the end of the day, I really could have finessed my way into the situation and just called one of my homegirls that I knew in Atlanta, be like, sis, your girl, go ahead, pull up. Because they weren't just like, okay, wristband, okay, bag, okay, wristband, okay, bag. It was literally like, hold your fist up so we can see your wristband and run through. But I could have put on somebody else. They could have brought me theirs from the restroom or the side door or something. You know what I'm saying? So I did not like that part, because I don't want my life to be at risk just because I'm trying to sit down, you know? And I sat at the front pretty much the whole time because I was not playing behind my seat, okay? I was not playing behind my seat. I wasn't finna sit in the back. I'm sorry. I paid $250. I'm not sitting in the back. Because if I was gonna watch the stream, then I could have streamed it live. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to watch no screen and sit in the back. I want to be able to see their body walk onto the stage. I don't want to have to look at no screen. So that's the position that I was in. Unfortunately, we can't all sit in the front. So I feel like as you buy your ticket, your seat should be assigned to you orderly, you know, in that order. That way we're not having to do all of this. Can y'all see 12,000 black folks running through the door just so they can get up close to get them a good picture of Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry? It was giving ghetto. It was giving ghetto. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. I did not like that part of it. I was exhausted. The second day, I was not finna deal with no damn food trucks. I walked out of the building like I had to for that little lunch intermission. Baby, I ain't even get no lunch. Hell, I went to the Airbnb, cooked my food, packed my stuff in my bag, and stood in line until the door was time to open back up again. I was not playing no games. I'm not sitting in the back. I'm not. Okay, so that was a little bit much. But aside from security and seats, them was the top 2 things right there. Them was the top 2 things. You know, they ain't have no vegan options, but it is what it is. You know, I was able to Uber Eats, so that worked out. So the last question, would I go again? I would go again for sure. I'm going again next year, and I'm probably going to bring a couple of friends with me. I feel like this experience is something everybody that is, if you are intentional about your journey, if you are diving into entrepreneurship, if you have dived into entrepreneurship, if you need to know about cryptocurrency and things of that nature, this is a conference for you, point blank, period. And yes, the only exception is, baby, I'm getting VIP. I'm sorry, $1,500 to not go through that ghetto pushing and shoving situation. Oh yeah, I'm doing that. And I want access to Friday night. So that was my experience with the Invest Fest. I hope y'all were able to, you know, write y'all a couple of gems down in y'all notes or in y'all tablets or whatever, you know, soak in just some motivation even. I'm going to the Invest Fest next year, and I hope to see y'all, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. I never say it. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, whatever, interact with me, and follow me on social media, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.